You are awesome, and you're back.
I'm Dan, this is Mandy.
And you are watching BuzzChomp.
Woo, yeah, you go, woo, woo, yeah.
Woo!
Enjoy.
Game of Thrones, Season 7. Bran the Night King. This theory is crazy enough to be true. I love this theory, guys. I love this theory. Bran the Night King. This relies on Bran being a time traveler. We've already seen his time traveling ways, guys. He is responsible for Hodor. Yep, Hodor. He called out to his dad, Ned Stark, in a flashback. He was there, guys. He was there. He wasn't just watching. He interacted. And now the idea that he is the Night King. He went back in time to try to stop the Night King from becoming the Night King, and then he got stuck in the Night King's consciousness, and now he's the Night King.
The Night King disappeared for centuries and then miraculously reappeared when Bran Stark was born. When did the White Walkers first begin marching? Bran was like 10 years old, which means there was a decade of time for him to unhibernate, start his army, and head towards the wildlings, and then resurface. The timing is just too coincidental to have zero significance. With Bran as the Night King, it makes sense that the Night King would resurface when Bran is actually born as a human being, because the Night King can't exist without Bran existing. If Bran time travels into the past to attempt to stop the Night King, then becomes the Night King in the process because unwillingly not realizing the true history until it's too late, gets stopped, disappears, only to reappear when Bran himself reappears.
This idea is badass, guys. Badass. And it actually makes a lot of sense. The Night King touched Bran, and the three-eyed raven freaked out. Was like, now we'll be able to get into the tree, and he was able to. But I definitely think the three-eyed raven held out key details to Bran, that Bran has that connection to the Night King because he went back in time, and the three-eyed raven knew that Bran went back in time, kept trying to go back farther and farther to stop the formation of the White Walkers.
Maybe Bran drove the Mad King mad, maybe he built the wall, but he is the Night King. And the second reason is much smaller, and it really got glossed over. Benjen Stark is a White Walker who is also a human. Nobody ever bothered to try to explain this. No, just kind of swept it under the rug, that this person was a White Walker, but also a human being. And it's not a coincidence that he is a Stark. With Bran as the Night King, wouldn't he spare his own kin from becoming a mindless undead soldier and allow him to be living? Allow him to help himself, because Benjen helped Bran.
There are a lot of repercussions of defeating the Night King. First, I'll say I think the Night King is evil, even if he has a part of Bran Stark in him. I think that part of Bran is evil. We all have good and evil sides to us. And Bran, when he's stuck in the Night King, is so focused on revenge.
The fact that Bran is fighting himself in every aspect of his theory is the epitome of what it is to be human. We are constantly at war with ourselves. Ned Stark hammered this home to all of his children, and not one of them has learned the lesson. Because Bran lives forever, quote unquote, it would make sense that he would be the one to learn it. Or to have taught Ned this lesson in the past, only for Ned to reteach it to him in the present and future. Mind trip, yes.
Current Bran, three-eyed raven Bran, is gonna figure this out. And this is the good side of Bran. And I think this is where the self-sacrifice of being the three-eyed raven comes into play. he's going to figure out that it's part of him, and he's going to have to sacrifice himself. And that's fine. He's got to right the wrongs of what he did. And he tried to change something and it failed. So now he has to sacrifice himself.
I don't like to call Bran a time traveler because that belittles his abilities. He's a warg. He is all-powerful magic. He's the three-eyed raven. He can see the past, present, and future and affect all three all at once. So he's all-powerful, except he's really, really fragile and needs something to protect himself. What better thing to protect yourself than an army of undead soldiers? Bran is attempting to meddle and change the past. Everybody knows you can't do this without totally effing up every single thing. His punishment is being the Night King. Yet, his redemption is to stop himself.
Comment below, let us know what you think of Bran the Night King theory. Yeah, kids, yeah. Game of Thrones, Season 7.
Tune back in
More from Mandy and Dan
on BuzzChomp.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah, thank you.